Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we've got this stack of your sources really packed with market trends, individual stock info, and all the latest financial buzz. We're going to unpack it all for you.
Yeah, our goal today is really to cut through the noise, cull
Yeah.
out those vital bits of knowledge, and help you quickly get up to speed on the Indian stock market. We'll be hitting a diverse set of stocks, automotive, financial, with a special look at IndusInd Bank. Think of it like your shortcut to understanding what's really moving things.
Exactly. So get ready for maybe some surprising facts, a little unexpected drama perhaps, and hopefully plenty of those aha moments. We'll zero in on quite a range: M&M, SBI Life, BEL, and definitely IndusInd. Okay, let's unpack this. Let's dive into today's market stories. Right, let's start with the broader market first. Today's session, well, it felt a bit like a thriller, didn't it? Lots of twists and turns. The Nifty 50 closed at 24,649.55. That's up just a 0.30%, but only after swinging between a high near 24,733 and dipping below 24,600.
What's fascinating, I think, is the resilience there. It opened with a gap down, right? Global jitters. But the Nifty fought its way back. And Bank Nifty, which can be even more volatile,
Right.
it showed a similar kind of comeback. Closed at 55,360.25 after its own ups and downs, hitting a high near 55,643 and a low around 55,213.
Yeah.
It really shows this strong tug of war happening.
And who is doing the pulling? Looks like foreign institutional investors, the FIIs, were net sellers again. They offloaded roughly, what, 2,000 to maybe 2,383 crore in the cash segment?
Yeah, around that much. But here's where it gets really interesting, as you said. The domestic institutional investors, the DIIs, they played the hero, didn't they? Souping up shares worth about 1,800 to nearly 200, 800 crore. It really shows that local strength pushing back against global worries.
And those global worries had teeth today, didn't they?
They did. I mean, if you connect the dots, global drama was definitely a factor. These fresh threats of U.S. tariffs on Indian goods that revive some investor anxiety, it stems from this ongoing rhetoric, calling India the tariff king. Now, the sources point out India's weighted average tariff rate is actually 4.6%, which is lower than some other economies. The focus seems to be on specific sectors like agriculture, automobiles. India's Ministry of External Affairs has pushed back, calling the targeting unjustified and unreasonable, defending its position and highlighting measures to protect national interests. We're just reporting what the sources say here, obviously.
Right, understanding the backdrop. And that tension even pushed the rupee down towards 87.80 against the dollar. So what did all this mean for the sectors today?
Well, it was a real mixed picture. Auto and capital goods, they were definitely leading the pack, riding on good results, project wins, that kind of thing. Pharma and IT, though, saw some profit booking, maybe just taking a breather.
Yeah, it could be.
But metals and the PSU banks, they were the day's heroes, really shining bright.
So why the mixed bag? What's driving these differences?
Well, it's a few things acting together, I think. Global commodity prices are ticking up, which helps metals, obviously. On the flip side, IT had a pretty lackluster earnings season overall, so maybe some caution there. And then looming over everything is the upcoming RBI Monetary Policy Committee decision. Everyone's watching that, though the expectation seems to be for neutral rates.
Okay, let's shift focus now. Let's put the spotlight on a stock that really lit up the charts today, IndusInd Bank. This one was definitely a star performer in the session.
Yeah, and the news behind its surge is pretty significant. The Reserve Bank of India gave the green light for Rajiv Anand to become the new MD and CEO. It's a 3-year term starting later this month. Anand's a real veteran banker, right?
Yeah.
Over 30 years experience. He was deputy MD at Axis Bank before this, known for expertise in corporate banking, treasury, and digital transformation. Seems to have a quiet, effective style.
And the market clearly liked that news. Bought into the turnaround potential. The stock gapped up at the open. Okay, there was some profit booking at higher levels, but it recovered strongly. Formed a bullish engulfing candle on the chart that's a strong signal, often points to more upside.
It definitely sets the stage. But, Mr. N has his work cut out for him. Let's be clear about that. The banks face some serious challenges, issues in derivatives accounting, the microfinance business, plus governance concerns, that SEBI investigation into alleged insider trading by former execs.
Right, quite a list.
Exactly. So his immediate tasks are huge. Rebuilding trust, first and foremost. Appointing a credible management team, CFO, treasury head, internal audit, then reorienting growth, invigorating those core businesses like commercial vehicles, gems, and jewelry lending, and also focusing on new areas like housing finance. Plus, assessing loan provisions, especially in microfinance, is a big job.
So it's fascinating. Brokerages still seem cautious, right? A sell consensus, meeting target around 750. But the price action today was completely different. Technically, it held that 800 base from yesterday, broke resistance around 820 row 830. So a rally towards maybe 850 to 880 next week seems plausible now, with support at 800, stop loss maybe a 790, 808.
That seems like a reasonable technical read based on today's move. Yeah, the momentum shifted quite dramatically.
Okay, now let's broaden out. Let's explore some other key players that caught our eye from the sources today. These are stocks highlighted for specific reasons, giving you some curated insights across different market segments.
Sounds good. We can break them down by sector, maybe focus on why they're interesting for you beyond just the price change. All right, first up, in financials and insurance. SBI Life Insurance had a really strong day, up nearly 1.4%, closed near the highs. But here's the key thing for you. That massive 75% delivery volume. That's huge. It suggests serious institutional buying, maybe a long-term conviction play on the insurance sector, not just a quick trade.
Interesting. So potential for more upside there. Targets maybe 1900 to euro J 950, stop at 1820-ish.
That's the technical picture, yeah. Momentum looks strong. Then you have Aditya Birla Capital. This one's been a quiet overachiever, hasn't it? Up a stunning 53% since April 1st.
Wow, 53%. What's driving that?
Sources point to strong loan growth, a big jump in digital asset management, and these new NBFC initiatives they've launched. Technically looks very bullish. Target 295. Sensible stop maybe around 272.
Okay. What about Jio Financial Services? It was slightly down today.
Yeah, closed at 332.85. But look, it's probably just a pause after a really strong run since April, up 44%. And insiders have apparently been buying on recent dips. The market's waiting for news on fintech JVs, their mutual fund plans. Support seems to be around 330, resistance 340. One to watch consolidation could set up a bigger move.
And RBL Bank closed a bit higher, but volatile.
Marginally higher at 265.7, yeah. This ends a positive run, but lots of swings during the day. It's given over 50% since April, but the chart looks kind of sideways now, a bit indecisive. Might be a better wait for a clearer signal. Support euro 260, resistance 270.
All right, let's shift to the auto sector. Seem like strong momentum across the board here.
Definitely. Mahindra and Mahindra closed strong at 3,212.20 R, and look at the delivery jump to 61%. That's real investor conviction. News flow on farm equipment, EVs. It keeps feeding the momentum. Support's holding at 3,150. If it breaks 3,220, that could be the start of the next leg up. Stop at 3,170. Target maybe 3,350 short term.
Puro MotoCorp, also looking strong. 4 days up now.
Yeah, 4 sessions winning streak, closed at 4,546.80. Strong June sales, EV launches, that's the fuel here. It broke past some short-term resistance. Looks like a breakout might be brewing. Next stop, potentially 4,650. Stop around 4,515.
And TVS Motor, also on run.
4 up sessions for TVS2, closing at 2,983.2. It keeps surprising. New launches, good exports, plus the whole sector's bullish. It's like a triple threat for success. Sports cost 40,950, resistance 3,020.
What about Hyundai Motor India? Greener but cautious.
Yeah, closed at 2,190.30. Up, but seem careful. The volume in that 44.7% delivery suggests calculated buying. Probably linked to upcoming SUV launches and the market just loving auto exports right now.
Yeah.
Keep an eye on 2,230 resistance. Stop maybe 2,165.
Okay, and Force Motors. That one's been explosive.
Explosive is right. Literally doubled since April. Closed up almost 5% today at 18,829. You got policy tailwinds for commercial vehicles, and the ADX reading signals a really strong trend. But wow, after a run like that, trailing stops are absolutely essential. Maybe around 17,200. Target perhaps 18,500. This one's definitely for the brave traders.
Definitely. Okay, moving to industrials, infrastructure and manufacturing, the building blocks, as you say. Farad Electronics, BEL.
Right, BEL, pride of PSU defense. Closed a bit weak today, down 0.74% at 386.65. Now, the delivery was high, over 53%, suggesting long-term hands are still accumulating. The dip might just be reacting to slightly softer order inflow numbers, maybe. Still up 32% since April. Unless it breaks below €3, the trend looks intact. Resistance, 398,405.
Polycab India up slightly.
Just marginally, yeah.
Yeah.
Closed at 6,925.5. Again, nearly 50% delivery suggests long-term interest. Recent channel wins, decent Q1 numbers. Sentiment seems pretty positive. Key level is 6,980. Above that, could get interesting. Stop loss is 6,870.
GE, Vernova, T&D India, another strong performer.
Phenomenal returns here, up over 90% since April, advanced another 1.5% today. Delivery was high too, around 70%.
Yeah.
Clearly riding that big infrastructure spending wave. Target around 2,920 tips, stop maybe 2,750.
NJK Cement, still rallying.
6 sessions in a row now, closed at 6,928, delivered over 40% since April. Directly linked to that strong demand from infra and real estate, right? Short term, maybe target 7,100, 7,200, stop at 6,850.
Wow, and Hitachi Energy India, power tech play.
Another stellar one. Closed at 21,345, third day climbing. It's up over 73% since April. Again, driven by those massive investments in India's power and infra sectors. Technicals look really strong. Target could be 22,000, 22,200, stop around 21,000.
Okay, last group. Consumption, retail, and agriculture. Some diverse stories here. Vishal Mega Mart.
Yeah, the retail giant. Closed at 146.62. That's 6 winning days straight. Clearly riding the India consumption story. Momentum strong, but after such a sharp move, you absolutely need a clear stop loss. Maybe 140 euro. Target could be 155.
Makes sense. EID, Perry. Volatile, but up.
Closed at 195.5.
Yeah.
Up on the day, but saw some swings. It's had a good run, up over 51% since April. High delivery volume here, too, suggests potential for a longer-term move. Target 250.70. Stop loss 1,180 maybe.
SECT Fertilizers and Chemicals, Travancore. Big jump today.
Surged at about 3.45%, yeah. Second day of rallying, and it's up around 50% since April. Probably getting a boost from rising agri-commodity prices and those government fertilizer reforms. Momentum looks good. Target your 1,000, stop your 945.
Paradeep Phosphates cooled off a bit. After doubling.
More than doubled since April, yeah. Closed slightly down today at 226.72. Looks like classic profit booking after that huge run. Immediate support might be 220, resistance 232. Expect some volatility here.
Tilaknagar Industries, the beverage company, that one pulled back.
It did. Closed down at 508.45. And that's after an incredible run, over 100% since April. This definitely looks like profit booking. Seems to be in a short-term downtrend now. Probably best to stay on the sidelines, wait for clear support, maybe around 480. Resistance is likely 520.
And finally, Lloyd's Enterprises.
Closed at 85.21 after 2 up days. Another one with massive returns since April, 84%. But the delivery volume is low. That suggests more speculative trading, less long-term conviction. So it's a higher risk bet. Stop loss may be 82, target around 90.
Okay, quite a tour through the market. So looking ahead to tomorrow, August 6th, what's the expectation? Cautious start.
Yeah, I think caution is the word. Global cues are still uncertain, right?
So for the Nifty, maybe moving around that 24,600, 24,750 range. If global cues cooperate, maybe it tests 24,760. But a slip below 24,610 could trigger profit booking fast.
That sounds about right. Holding that crucial 24,500 support level will be key. For Bank Nifty, that 55,700 resistance looks pretty tough. If it breaks through, could see a sharp move up. Might test 55,300, 55,600, but it does look a bit weaker than Nifty, making that new weekly low. Buyers really need to defend that 55,250 mark. Below that could signal more weakness ahead.
And sentiment will really hinge on RBI cues and any new tariff developments, I suppose. So for you listening, it comes down to smart planning. The sources really emphasize some key trading rules.
Yeah, things like avoiding carrying overnight positions to minimize risk, especially in volatile times. Limiting yourself to just 2 or 3 trades a day. Discipline, basically.
And crucially, never average down on losing option trades. And always use stop losses in your system, not just mentally.
Absolutely. And remember that cross-strategy for event days like the RBI meeting, how the direction before often reverses after. Also, learning to spot those no-trade zones, right? Periods of sideways chop where big moves are unlikely. Knowing when not to trade is just as important.
So, wrapping this up, what's the big picture takeaway? The market's showing impressive resilience, isn't it? Driven by domestic money despite global headwinds, we've seen some real breakout stars today, some stocks catching their breath, each with its own story.
Exactly. And hopefully the insights from this deep dive help you navigate all that. Understanding the why behind the moves, CEO changes, policy wins, profit-taking gives you a clearer view.
Yeah, it's about getting that knowledge quickly, spotting those connections, those aha moments, without feeling totally swamped. The market's always writing the next chapter, isn't it?
It certainly is. And for you, the real question becomes, how do you use these insights? The technical levels, the institutional flows, the news nuances. How do you use that to refine your own strategy, spot the next opportunity? Will this domestic strength keep defying global pressures? Or are there maybe some hidden traps under the surface we haven't seen yet?
Great questions to ponder. Stay curious, stay sharp, and maybe keep a sense of humor about it all. Because on Dalal Street, the next plot twist is always just around the corner. We hope this deep dive brought you some real value and clarity today. Until next time, happy investing and even happier learning.